farm was bought by Henry Fancourt White for £350 in 1859. White was building the nearby Montague Pass, which linked George to the Little Karoo. He fell in love with the area and decided to settle there with his family. Blanco, which lies at the bottom of the pass, proudly bears his name.
This started here as a construction camp for the Montague Pass and got known as White's Camp or White's Village because he was the man in charge, he was the engineer. And I think he didn't really like the idea of it being called that. I don't know why, and suggested that they name it Blanco instead, but it's just a continental version of White.
White went on to build his dream home, the Manor House. His fortunes changed in the economic depression and he died a poor man in 1866. After his wife died, his son Ernest Montague White returned to England. He returned years later to buy back Fancourt. He lived there for several years until tragedy struck. In 1916, Montague, his stepsister and a friend died after eating poisonous mushrooms. The manor house was left derelict and became the local ghost house.
Round about 1950, and they hadn't opened the Otaniqua Pass then, and we as youngsters, I was about 10, would cycle all the way up to the pass so we could come freewheeling all the way down. And we rode past here, but not too close because there was this rather crumbling house in the bush behind the fence and everybody knew it was this workhouse.
Fancourt was transformed and elevated to 5-star status in 1994 after being bought by SAP software giant co-founder Hasso Plattner and his wife.
The Plattners bought it just before the first democratic election in South Africa, and from where they started in 1994 to where we are now, it's two completely different worlds. I mean, now we've got the 3 golf courses, that's in the top 20 in South Africa. We've got the hotel, the Manor House Boutique, we've got 5 restaurants, a conference centre and a huge housing estate. So it's a total different picture from when they started and just began to develop the place.
It recently celebrated 25 years. Over this period, it's hosted world-class activities.
Initially the opening of that links course, and then it hosted the President's Cup in 2003. All the top golfers from around the world here, some presidents and some celebrities. You mentioned the 46664, that was another big highlight for Fancourt, that we hosted that concert with Queen that was here. That was also a very special moment for us.
With its rich history, Henry Fancourt White would have been proud of how far his dream has come. Segri Chetty, SABC News, George in the Southern Cape.